Welcome to the second video in our German lesson series using Rosenthal's common sense method. I will begin again with the Hauptsatz, the topic sentence. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? And I actually have it written down this time so you can see it. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? Now I want to explain this peculiar construction of the German language. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? Now, the Germans have a strange peculiarity in which they take verbs, in which sentences which have an auxiliary, the verb gets, the main verb, the Hauptzeitwort, gets pushed to the end of the sentence, or the end of the clause, rather. And it's something which is completely foreign to an English speaker in relative daily context. So, I'll begin with this construction. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? Wollen, machen. Literally, want, to make. So when we put them together, was wollen Sie, Sie being you, what want you? Morgen Vormittag, tomorrow forenoon, machen, to do. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? And now, for better emphasis on this concept, I will change it up and use a different main verb. So, I'll write again, wollen, to want or to will, to wish, and the verb essen, which means to eat. So, if you take wollen and essen, that'll give us, was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag essen? What do you want tomorrow forenoon to eat? What do you want tomorrow forenoon to eat, yeah. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag essen? Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag essen? And actually that should be a question mark, not a period. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag essen? What do you want tomorrow forenoon eat? What do you want to eat tomorrow? Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag essen? To emphasize with another verb, I will use spielen, to play. So, wollen, spielen. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag spielen? Spielen meaning to play. What do you want to play tomorrow forenoon? Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag spielen? So now you should have a good understanding of how German separates these verbs and puts the main verb at the end of the sentence with the use of an auxiliary, like wollen. Which brings me to the next point of this lesson, where I explain this auxiliary verb, wollen, and another verb which was used in the previous lessons, können, and the previous lesson, which was können. So I begin with wollen. Wollen. To want, to wish, or to will. Wollen. So I begin, ich will, I wish or I want. Ich will, I wish or I want. Du willst, you wish or you want. Du willst. Du willst. Will, he will, or he wants. Will. Er will. Wir wollen. We want, we wish, we will. Wir wollen. Sie wollen, with a capital S. Capital Z, as I'll probably wind up saying. Capital S. Sie wollen. This is what I'll get to in a minute regarding the proper polite form of you. Sie wollen, capital S. Sie wollen, you want, you wish, you will. And lowercase z. Sie wollen. They will, they want, they wish. Sie wollen. Sie wollen. And the second verb, which is können. Let me just cross that out. Okay, können. K, umlaut, O. N-N-E-N. This is a letter which does not exist in the English language. Können. I should probably do an alphabet lesson too, so that'll be in my next lesson. Können. K-Ö-N-N-E-N. Können. This means to be able, kann. So, ich kann. Very similar to the English, just with slightly different spelling. Ich kann. Du kannst. Du kannst. Du kannst. You can. Familiar you. Du kannst. Kann. He can. Kann. Wir können. Wir können. Now notice how this O with an umlaut has a very sound. Wir können. Wir können. It's not like a round O like we have in English. It's kind of like an EWR sound. It's not the best example, but wir können. Sie, capital Z, können. Polite form, you can. Sie können. Sie können. Sie können. Sie können. Sie können. And the lowercase z, they. They can. Sie können. Sie können. Sie können. They can. And this is just an introduction to the present tense of these, they're called modal verbs, and I'll explain those in a subsequent lesson, probably all of them. Very subsequent though, because I'm mostly following the structure of this book, and it presents information rather logically, so I'll progress with how the book wishes. And I must also note a peculiarity of the German language, which is the fact that it only has one present tense. In English we have a periphrastic form, which is I am going, I am doing, I am reading, and that entirely does not exist in the German language. Instead we would say, ich lese, I read, and that alone would cover ich lese, I am reading, ich lese, I read, ich lese, I read, I am reading, ich lese, I want, ich will, I want, I am wanting, ich will, ich will, you want, du willst, du willst. Proper form, sie will, sie wollen, sie wollen, you want, sie wollen. So that is very important, kind of easy, simple form of German. There aren't a whole lot of simple things in German, but that most certainly is one, this form of this form of the present tense without the periphrastic. So it's one less thing you have to remember, and all cases of the present fall into just the one case of ich lese, ich schreibe, I write, but we'll cover this all, more verbs later. So to progress, where was I? Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? Okay, I know where we are now. The difference between Z and Z, I might as well explain the third Z, so. Z, with a capital, that means you, Z. It's very important that when you write, you have a capital Z when you're referring to you, because otherwise things get very confusing, as I will demonstrate right here. Lowercase z, they, z. Granted, there's no differentiation in the pronunciation. When you're reading, it certainly helps to clarify things when you have a lowercase s. So, capital Z, lowercase z. And, naturally enough, we have another form of z, which is also lowercase. In this form, z actually means she, so we have z meaning you, z meaning they, and z meaning she. I don't know why the Germans decided to make this sort of complex trio, but in time you will be able to understand them quite readily. Which leads me to another aspect on capitalization, and that is that all nouns within the German language are capitalized. Like as you can see here, all proper nouns, pretty much anything that's not a pronoun gets capitalized, so all the so proper nouns get capitalized. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? You'll notice how the V is capitalized in Vormittag. Was wollen Sie morgen Vormittag machen? Forenoon, it's a noun. So, this will probably take us to the end of this lesson for right now. Just a basic reminder of the previous lesson explanation. So, tomorrow, or later today, I hope to begin with the second part of the first lesson. And we will continue on, and I hope you have found this lesson to be useful to some extent. If the cards seem to be helpful with direct visual, please let me know, and I'll try to make this more interactive, as I find that to be much less grueling than me sitting here talking, and I'm sure you're probably already bored out of your mind. So, with that, until next time, thank you.